Well, all right. I'm just gonna clear some things up because I feel like, with my approach on how I'm trying to come across, sometimes people are thinking like, man, you're so cruel, or you're really tearing down my core beliefs as a Christian, or you're really disrespecting anyone who's a Christian, or you're lumping everybody together in a circle and saying like everyone's like this. That is not my intentions. So I apologize for that. But most of the people understand where I'm coming from, and they understand what I'm trying to say. We got to be real, people. We got to be real about, the church. I grew up in the church from my whole life, man. You know, and that doesn't mean anything, because it doesn't mean anything until you actually take those Christian values and you learn and you grow within the faith and try to understand. And I completely get that. I know that I needed to mature and understand the Bible and who God was and all that. But see, there's a problem that I have, man, because even as a kid, I had so many questions that weren't answered, or I was told, hey, you shouldn't be asking those things. And it kind of messed me up as far as like growing and understanding myself, because from the jump, they're telling kids, hey, you know what, love God with all your heart, and you need to love God, or else, like, if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Jesus, you're gonna end up in an eternity in hell. Automatically, you're telling these kids, you know what, like, for example, saying, I'm your father, and because I'm your father, you must love me with all your heart, with all your might, with everything in you. You must love me, or else you will die and be in pain forever because you don't love me and you don't believe that I'm your father. Automatically, you're not gonna allow them to love you naturally. True love comes when all you gotta do is show, and the person that's gonna receive the love, they're gonna understand, man, this is what love is. Wow, this person does this for me, I'm gonna reciprocate that. So, even though I don't agree with the Christian values, you gotta come off a little bit different. I've been to many churches. I haven't just grown up in one. I grew up in one main one, but I also went to different ones to get different perspective. And every single one tells you, you must believe, or else you're gonna be in hell. You're gonna spend eternity in the lake of fire. That's not love, man. Like, you're forcing people to do something that they don't even know about themselves. They don't even know themselves, and you're telling them to love Jesus and understand Jesus more than they know about themselves. And that's not right. People need to grow. People need to mature. People need to have their own understanding. It's cool if you're like, hey, these are the values. Whether you believe them or not, you're going to be okay. But you know what? Jesus' love is uncomparable. God's love is uncomparable. Like, that's awesome. You could say that. You could be like, to experience God's love, you got to really understand and look within. And look around you and meet up with other people that God has changed. Like, I know that people have changed in the church, that people have gotten over addictions and gotten over so many bad times. For that, I commend you. That's great. But don't forget, you can thank God, but don't forget to thank yourself, because you did it. You had to mature. You had to say, I'm going to change. Because whether you're a Christian or not, deep down, you got to know, man, do I want to change? Do I believe in this? Do I want to be a better person and follow these values? I commend you for that. I commend you for being a better person. But don't just give the church all the glory. Don't give just God all the glory. You deserve the glory too, man. Like, you were powerful. You were here for a reason. Another thing is, man, I'm just trying to come across as like, the church, y'all gotta change certain values. You got to change the way your approach is, man. Like, you need to be accepting of the gay community. You need to be accepting of anyone that is different from you, whether they believe in what you believe or not. In the Bible says, come as you are, be as you are, be the person that you were truly meant to be. Some of you know my lifestyle. Some of you know my family. Some people know that how my brother's lifestyle is. And how dare you look at us and be like, they're going to hell. They're not living the right life. How dare you say that? Because you know what? When my brother wasn't living his truth, I could see that it was eating away at him. I could see that it wasn't allowing him to live up to his full potential. When he finally was living his truth and he said, you know what? I'm living this lifestyle because this is me. I commended him for that. I was like, wow, you know what? Finally, you're living your truth. You're finally gonna understand who you truly are. Because you know what? This man was on fire for God and probably still is more than ever. And always in the church, they're like, well, you need to put that part of you aside. You need to not think those thoughts. You know, that's not of God. That's so wrong. That's so wrong, family. Like, come on, man. You can't do that. You can't force love upon people. You have to let them feel the love naturally. You have to let them be themselves. Like, there is no such thing as hell. We got to stop preaching that. You got to stop telling people, you know what, you're going to go into a lake of fire for eternity for not believing a certain amount of values. I've even been told that, you know, only Christians go to heaven. Some Catholics do, some Catholics don't. Jews, some do, some don't. Are you kidding me, man? Like, as long as you're being true to yourself, you're living your truth. It does not matter what you believe, you will be okay. You know, I'm trying to empower people. I'm really not trying to break you down. I understand that some of you are walking on that tightrope. You don't know what to believe. You don't know what to do. You're hearing what I'm saying. You're hearing what the church is saying. And you're like, man, you know what? I don't know what to do. And it's scary hearing these things. You know what? Live your truth, man. Whatever hits you right, whatever you believe is right for you, you live that. Don't, you know, you can look at any other outlet, any other way, and you can just say, all right, you know what? I could take a little bit of Christianity. I could take a little bit of Buddhism. I could take a little bit of science. Whatever you want, man. You know, I'm not trying to force anything upon people at all. You know, what my views are, I love the ways that Buddhism explains the science of the mind and how that living in the now is the most important, and living in peace and like living true to yourself. Yo, I love that. But am I forcing that upon you? No. If it comes off that way, I'm sorry, because, yo, I don't care whether you're Buddhism or not. You know, I got atheist friends, I got Christian friends, I got gay friends, I got everything, man. Like, it don't matter. I just want everyone to live their truth and be empowered and know that you have the strength within. Don't let anyone tear you down. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you that you need this in order to survive and live and have a fruitful life. It's wrong, man. You know what? There are many ways to divinity. There are many ways to peace. There are many ways to love. You know, you just got to understand yourself and find yourself first. Know who you truly are. See, that's what's scary in some churches. They don't want you to understand what Jesus understood. See, Jesus had a cosmic thing happening to him where he realized union with God. And he didn't have all the words to explain and say, man, you are God too. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. But you are too. You are God's. And you need to understand that the experience that he had, you can have too. But too many people are still relying on the teachings of pastors and what's been passed down to you. You really understand and read the Bible for yourself. You know, I read the entire Bible, and I've been conflicted with certain things that I'm like, man, you know what, this ain't right, man. Like, you know, if you want to talk to me about it, we can break it down. I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm just really trying to come across and let you know, hey, this is my intentions. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to empower the people because we are strong together. And I don't want any more lies to be spread anymore. So that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get you guys thinking. I'm trying to stir the pot a little bit and be like, man, what's he talking about? Man, why is he so harsh? Oh, was he hurting the church? Yo, honestly, me personally, I was never hurting the church. I felt nothing but love. But a lot of values and a lot of things that came across my way. And I was like, you know what? I don't believe in that. That's messed up. You know, I remember when I was a kid, like, they were teaching kids, like, hey, Pokemon is wrong, and they had a whole preaching on it. Star Wars is wrong. Meditation is wrong. It's messed up, people. It's messed up. Stop brainwashing people. Stop brainwashing it into, you know, turning people into what you want. You know, just because I believe something, sometimes our ego says, you know what? I want someone to feel what I feel. I want someone to feel the change. I want them to see from my shoes. And we force ourselves upon people. And that's the wrong way to go about it. We can spread love and we can talk about the change that we have on the inside, but we cannot force it upon people. We got to be like, hey, man, I'm changed. Whether it's through God, whether I found myself, whether it's whatever you want it to be, But you gotta be real with the people and be like, hey, I found it through this way, but there's many other ways too. If you have questions, I'm gonna show you my personal journey, but your journey is your own, and you cannot follow anyone else's step by step. You can look at it and be like, hey, you know, I like some values there, I like some values over here, but you gotta make it your own. Don't look at anybody else's ways and be like, hey, that's it. Because I'm a flawed human being, and I'm not perfect, and I don't think I'm better than anybody, and I'm willing to learn from anybody and everybody I come across. But what I know for a fact, man, we are powerful spiritual beings, and we can empower each other. And I'm tired of breaking down, you know, people are getting broken down because of certain values, man. I'm tired of it. And I want people to live their truth. I want people to live and be happy doing whatever you want to do. Yo, if you're not conflicted, you know, living a gay lifestyle, live that style. Live your truth. Don't lie to yourself. Don't be in the church and be like, well, you know what? Since I'm in the church, I can't live this lifestyle. Yo, that's messed up, man. You know what? Your personal relationship with God is your own personal thing, man. Live your truth. If you like smoking weed and it's not messing with your bills, it's not messing with your relationships, there's nothing wrong with that. But when it starts to get in the way of your normal life and you start slacking, then you need to start reevaluating and be like, you know what? I need to make a change. So, you know, man, this is just what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys have more questions. Many of you are probably going to overlook it and be like, yo, he's bashing Christianity again. Skip. It's not like that. I love you all. I hope that everyone just understands their strength within, and we are all God in the flesh. But it's up to you to understand and figure that out. Sadhu, and may you have a blessed day. I love you guys.